Fellow Nigerians, Mr. President is back to the country after he slept in the UK. Freedom. And like they did when he was leaving, lined up like secondary school children to shake Alhaji's head. The same thing happened when my father returned. 7:30 p.m. All these men, elderly people, they were there at 7:30 with their agbada to welcome Mr. President, government officials. If you don't do it, what are we going to do? I mean, seriously, do they have to do this every time he leaves and every time he returns? They are, very well. They did the same thing. So once again, they were at the airport to receive Alhaji. Now, by the way, while the president was gone, do you know that he did not hand over to his vice for him to be in charge? And then at some point, the vice president also went to Sweden and he didn't hand over to the Senate president because nobody handed over to him. So we had no leader while both of them were gone. Wow. I mean, the presidency said there's nothing to worry about, that the government is functioning as it should. But isn't that the law that they're supposed to hand over while they're not in the country? Anyways, real quick, in case you don't watch this video till the end, please, a Ghanaian woman just launched a line of Ghanaian snacks at Costco. Hey, Costco here in the US. She makes toasted corn, very delicious by the way, toasted coconut. She sent me samples. I can testify that you will not stop munching on these snacks. So her roasted corn just got on Costco's shelf, which means that they are watching to see if people will buy, and that is what will decide whether or not they will keep her products. My people, please, we cannot allow Costco to pull her off their shelf. Let us help this Ghanaian woman. So not only does her product taste excellent, but the moment you see her packaging, the whole branding, everything, you will know that this person is from Ghana. So guys, please, I trust my Ghanaian people. So I know you will support your daughter, but you don't have to be a Ghanaian to support this woman's business. So please, if you live in New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, those 5 states, please run to your local Costco store because she now has her products on their shelf. Ask for Flo's Tasty Treat. Her name is Florence. That's how we came about the name Flo's. Florence Dennis. I will still bring her on the show for her to share her success story with you guys and inspire others. But please, we want Costco to know that she has people. I mean, she has us now. So please, let's clear those roasted corns off of their shelf so that they will be like, this woman has people. We need to restock her. We cannot let her go. We have to keep her in this store. So guys, please, let's show Costco that she has people. And if you don't live in any of those 5 states, don't worry. You can also buy from her website. This is her website. So what you're seeing is how products are packaged on her website. And she also has the coconut on her website. But in a limited amount, the coconut doesn't last. So if you want the coconut, it's only from her website. But it's limited. This is what you will find. This is how her product is packaged at Costco. So if you live in any of those states, please know that you will be supporting a minority woman-owned business by patronizing Auntie Florence. And if Costco sees that there is a demand for her products, they will keep her on their shelves. Thank you guys in advance. I really appreciate you guys. So it's been 4 years since soldiers opened fire at NSAR protesters at Lekki Gate in Lagos. Until now, no president in Nigeria has even acknowledged that this happened that night or remember those whose lives were cut short because they dared to protest. In fact, they still arrested people for protesting on the anniversary of the killing this past Sunday. Thank God that they later released them, but the fact that they will still arrest people for protesting what happened that night. Big shout out to Mr. Macaroni for using his platform to remind us one more time that a young reporter, 20-year-old Pelumi Onifade Emmanuel, was shot by the police while covering the events that happened after that night when people started looting, and then he was shot by the police. Witnesses said that despite wearing a media jacket, he was shot. And despite the fact that they shot him and he was wearing a media's jacket, they put him in their truck. They didn't take him to the hospital for treatment. They took him to their police station. His family searched and searched every police station that they could think of. They couldn't find him. And then when they turned to social media, the police now invited them to come and identify his body at a mortuary. And then they told the parents that, oh, they didn't kill him, that they just saw his body on the ground at an unspecified location, and they decided to pick up his body and put it in the mortuary. Shoo. Now, as if that's not enough, it's been 4 years, guys. And they still have not released his body for his family to bury him. Can the governor of Lagos please look into this? This is beyond heartbreaking. At this point, the family just wants closure. The least that you can do is release his body for them to bury. But as a country, we want justice. We want justice for Pelumi. The police know who amongst them shot this boy. People should not be shot or arrested for protesting. Not to talk about you shooting somebody and you are still refusing to release their dead body. I can't even imagine what his parents are going through. Meanwhile, in a town called Magia in Jigawa State, more than 170 people have lost their lives. Once again, because a petrol tanker had an accident. The driver of the tanker said that he was trying to avoid an oncoming vehicle, which tells me that somebody was trying to avoid a pothole. It's either he was trying to avoid a pothole in the middle of the road, so he was in the other lane, or the oncoming vehicle was trying to avoid potholes, so they got to his lane. All we know is he crashed and he overturned. And before you know it, petrol started leaking. As usual, people started gathering to scoop petrol. I really don't know what else needs to be done to sensitize people to stay away from tanker accidents in Nigeria. Too many people have died because of this, and it's like we still don't learn. I know that poverty has to do with this. They were probably thinking, oh, petrol is very expensive now, maybe we can make quick money, but no, it's not worth it. It's not. Also, when we talk about how important it is for us to have functioning fire stations, fire trucks, firefighters, not just in Lagos or Abuja, but in all states, why is it that our government still doesn't take it seriously when it could literally save lives? Do you know that it took an hour from the moment it crashed before the tanker caught fire? It took 1 hour. So in that 1 hour, firefighters were supposed to have arrived, cordon the area. Even if it would later explode, the casualty wouldn't be this much, 170. There was no firefighter in 1 hour. Gradually, the explosion started at some part of the area where the petrol had gotten to. And because it was mostly young people that were scooping the oils, because the crash happened at 11 p.m., there were so many parents who lost all their children. And do you know that so many of those that died were people that were trying to help those in the explosion when the explosion started? They had no idea that other places with the traces of petrol would also start exploding. Before you know it, the tanker itself exploded. A whole tanker of petrol. You can imagine the magnitude of explosion. I read about some of the people that went to disperse the crowd, telling them it's dangerous, move away, and they actually died when the explosion started. There was one pharmacist that rushed out telling people to leave. He died when the explosion started. His sons died. There are still so many people at the hospital with massive burns, not just on their skin, but their internal organs. So people are still fighting for their lives, which is why I'm saying I really don't know what else we need to do for people to learn that it is dangerous to go to a tanker when it gets in an accident. I mean, this doesn't just happen in Nigeria. Tankers get into accidents here too, but it's not as often as that of Nigeria because the roads are better here. But people don't rush to go and fetch petrol. Also, firefighters would arrive ASAP. We can also do this. We can, if we cherish human lives, we can do this in our country as well. First of all, we have to fix our roads. The bad roads are claiming too many lives in Nigeria. Enough is enough. Like, how many people will have to die before we would know that we really need to fix our roads? And we need to use tankers with leak-proof seals, with safety valves, and we need well-trained drivers who will stick to their lanes. Even if they have to slow down to go through potholes, the trucks should always go through thorough inspections before we put them on the road, as well as safety regulations and appropriate emergency response plans in case of an accident. Like, we need to have a plan in case of an accident before the accident happens. But it's like we don't have a plan. It's like we just pray. But prayer without work is what? Is dead. Now, guys, it's not all bad news, you know. I am so happy to tell you that Lagos State has launched their Red Line Railway. Hey, guys. If you are not from Lagos, by the way, you need to be holding your governor accountable. Are you not seeing what they are doing in Lagos? I know that Lagos makes a lot of money, but your governors are getting hundreds of millions of naira. Some of you even billions as security votes every month. What is your governor doing with that money? They've opened the red line. No, it was the blue line that we were celebrating late last year. No be so. Now it is the red line going from Oyinbo to Agbado in Ogun State. This is for commuters that will be going through Agbado, Iju, Agege, Ikeja, Oshodi, Moshin, Yaba, and Oyinbo. This is way cheaper. This is faster, way faster than going by road. And the train looks so nice. The train stations are also looking nice. Now imagine if we have this in every state of the country. Hey, since we don't have earthquake in Nigeria, we don't have hurricane to worry about, and we have plenty people. Wouldn't it be great to have this across the country? Shout out to the governor of Lagos, Esa. You are trying. You know, do well. Esa, do you do me rent? Someone say me rent, because some of us would like to rent you for our state and would like to borrow you briefly. Real quick, happy birthday to my mother, Iya Gold in Dallas, Texas. Oshe. Thank you so much, Iya Gold, for the kind of person you are. You are beyond amazing. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. It is like the whole family. We are appreciating you on your birthday. By the way, if you have a wedding coming up and you are yet to book Iya Gold for your engagement party, like seriously, what are you doing? I don't know. You don't have to be Yoruba to book her, by the way. She does Igbo. She does everybody. If you want your engagement party to be lit, to be lively, contact Iya Gold. Your life will not remain the same. Also, guys, don't forget to go to Costco if you live in New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia to grab Flo's tasty treat. And you can also order online. You can order from her website as well. All right, y'all, it's been and I'm keeping it up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Peace out!
Hey, New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, listen up. Flo's Tasty Treats has arrived at Costco. Meet the toasted corn and peanut mix, inspired by the bold flavors of Africa and packed with deliciousness. Whether you're munching at work, sharing at parties, or snacking during family time, this mix has got you covered. Plus, it's not just tasty, it's healthy too, full of protein and fiber. And guess what? You'll be supporting a Black, woman-owned business making history at Costco.